if you could pay me enough to lay your stuff out on a silver platter. Because what happens is, I'm like that. Like, I'll be working with a person, I go, you know what? I've laid your stuff out on a silver platter, and you picked the wrong thing, you picked the wrong thing, you picked the wrong thing. I'm not laying it out for you again. I got to help lay it out for a person that picks the right stuff. Does that make sense? Yeah. So it's almost like they're like, wow, I thought you had unlimited love for me. And I go, I do have unlimited love, but I don't have unlimited time. I'm just loving you. Does that make sense? Yeah. So you learn how to, when I do this, all this makes me do is try to lay it out. I mean, do you understand those questions are hard? Mm-hmm. Why would you got a boyfriend?
Yeah.
Okay, so how do you ask? I mean, the natural question is, why don't he love me? Or why don't he do what I want him to do? Or why don't he make me feel special? Why don't he? How does this book says that won't work? This book says you got to say, what do you got to do? Does that make sense? So the silver platter for me is the books and the audios and the association with the right people. And then once I lay it on a silver platter, then I got to choose.
It goes hand in hand with, if something goes wrong, it's my fault. What can I do different?
I hate it. I hate it. But as soon as I started thinking like that, as soon as I heard that, I mean, I really hadn't been all my life. I started going like, oh, God, is this a skill? It's a skill that you develop. In other words, it's not God-given. People think it's God-given. I don't think it is. I think you get better and better and better at it. It might be God-given for a guy 7'3". I don't know. But I think sometime, like, you could still eat too much or not eat enough. We had a guy 7'4", Chuck Nevitt, or 7'5". That joker could dunk a basketball without jumping. But he couldn't eat enough to keep somebody from pushing him away with one finger. Well, joker weighed like 180, 7'5", 180. You know what I'm saying? Just pushing. Like, I was like, dude, you need to sit down and eat something. Do you remember him? You too young to remember him. And then Anya, this joker, he could reach that door and that window. I'm not kidding you. I mean, he wouldn't have to be tall because his arm would reach the ceiling. The problem is, that joker wouldn't quit eating. Oh my God. He couldn't get from one end of the court to the other because he had to carry his body. You follow? I mean, he's just an example of somebody who had it, but when he laid it out, and they sent him somewhere for the summer. They sent him to a place he wasn't supposed to eat so much. And the coach didn't check on him, and when he come back, he done had too much to eat. Does that make sense? You know what I'm saying? It's like So I don't know if he wasn't around me to scream at him, or he didn't have Robbie to scream at him, or he didn't have Terry and Tia as a friend. I mean, Tia and Terry have had challenges with stuff. And then so that when I talk to them, they talk to me. I go, yeah, we've had challenges. We just overcame. I'm like, so does that make sense? Yeah. And you got to make yourself get around or make yourself read the book, because it is a pain to switch it from country music to an audio. I come back from Europe, Bo, I was like, somebody might give me some country music somewhere. I feel like I have been tortured. You know? So I get the country music on, and I was thinking to myself, how you going to explain this to everybody? And I was like, I ain't explaining nothing. I don't care right now. Because you're going to have times like that where you just don't care right now, and you're going to play country music, or you're going to watch TV as opposed to the audio. But what are you going to do the next morning, like at 8 a.m. or 7 a.m.? Are you going to switch it this time? That's what I mean by get back on the horse. Yeah. Are you going to drink too much water or too much Jim Beam? Right? Are you going to send an email you shouldn't have sent? You're going to say something you shouldn't have said to somebody? Something's going to be wrong. What are you going to do tomorrow, and how are you going to try to get better? Does that make sense? In other words, give up. Give up trying to be perfect. That should be the message, is give up trying to be perfect. You're not even close. And so now that you know you're not perfect, would you try a little bit different the next time? Does that make any sense? It's helped me survive this long and get what moderate success I've had. That's what it's been from. By the way, your grandma called. Did you hear about this?
No, she didn't tell me. I asked her not to. Granny was busy.
Yeah. Well, she talked to Amber and said, "I'm gonna talk to him." I said, "Find out what she wants."
Oh gosh.
But it's that thing. You know, I love your grandma.
Right.
You know, I worked for this lady. I mean, when I talk about working in tobacco and like picking leaves off and plants and stuff, like I worked for her grandma and her granddad Dan. I sat out there and I think these people crazy. Why would you pick this to do for a living? This is when I got into insurance right there. I was like, what is easy that you can make money that you don't have to work like a dadgum dog, man? But, you know, so I told Amber, I said, because I love her, but I can't take a phone call from every single person. I was like, what if she wants me to contribute to the cheerleaders of Western Alamance or to the basketball, you know what I mean? Or what, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to say no. I don't want to say yes. I don't want to talk about it. And I had a million things to do. So I was like, ask her what she wants. And it wasn't that. It was something that, it actually is something that I want to do.
Yeah.
But then it's something I want to do. But if I do that, is it going to help Spencer? Is it going to help Haley? Is it going to help God? I mean, God don't need no help. But is it going to represent God? Is it going to help you if I do it? You follow what I'm saying? In other words, it's on the silver platter. The choice is, do I do it? Mm-hmm. Now, here's the way, like this book talks about it. I operate under feelings a lot. So because of you and because they did that for me, I'll probably call her back and say, hey, what do you want? Tell me. You know, but I gotta. That's why you gotta be careful who you get close to, because y'all who hadn't done this. You get close to a person you shouldn't get close to, and then it's hard to get away. Mm-hmm. I had a guy, not kidding, one of the hardest person to get away from because I liked him so much, and it about destroyed. It hurt me, but it about destroyed him. I said, dude, and a lot of other people had to get away from him too, because people will take you down. Accidentally, they will take you down. They mean no harm, but matter of fact, it's a good time. But then you go down with them. So hey, it's what we try to tell our kids. It's who you're hanging out with could be the death of you. Anyway. Wouldn't that be great if we was perfect? My mama said there ain't no perfect assholes. All right. That's more country music talk right there. Y'all got to go. Love you.